Hello, this is News Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studio in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, police recover millions of naira, destroy buildings owned by bandits and kidnappers. NNPC says inability to find appropriate price for petrol forces continuation of subsidy scheme. South Africa's Constitutional Court sentences former President Jacob Zuma to 15 months in jail. Foreign ministers from the group of 20 major economies met face-to-face for the first time in 2 years. Many thanks for joining us on News Now. Here are some stories we're tracking at this hour. My name is Margaret Opara. And our Vice President Yemi OSINBAJO and other VIPs paid tribute to former Governor of Oyo State, ABIOLA AJIMOBI, 1 year after his demise. The Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi OSINBAJO, who was represented by Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, in his tribute, he eulogized the late governor. OSINBAJO commended his political, adding that he touches so many lives and people.
However, in the case of Senator ABIOLA AJIMOBI, his earthly sojourn may have come to an end, but this enigma lives on in the many enduring legacies of his politics, public service, entrepreneurship, the ideals and ideas he preached and practiced, and the many proteges he mentored. Indeed, many, including myself, still talk fondly about him in the present, with his persona still looming large.
He is a man, a true nationalist, a man of integrity, a man who succeeded in demolishing the walls of tribalism, demolishing the walls of religious differences, demolishing the walls of ethnicity, and who believed our diversity is our source of strength. As the governor of Oyo State for 8 years,
we are consoled by the fact that Egbo was exemplary in many ways, from his character of accommodation, loyalty, generosity, resilience and love, to courage of conviction and full constitutional tenure of 8 years as the governor of Oyo. He toward shoulder high above most.
Everything. He has the good, the bad, and the ugly. He has come. He has played his own role. And the good thing is that he left a legacy. Not only a legacy, a very, very good legacy behind.
Now, the Benue state government has demolished 2 buildings belonging to a most wanted bandit and kidnapper, Cephas Aundofa Shekere, alias Azonto, at separate locations in Makurdi, the state capital. The 2 buildings came down following the law of anti-kidnapping, which prescribes, among other, demolition of any property used as kidnappers' den and other violent crime activities. The Benue State JTF operative called Operation Zanda, led by CPS Justin, wherein they arrested 2 members of notorious criminal syndicates who have been terrorizing the people of Sankera, comprising Logo, Ukum and Katsina, Ala local government area of the state.
What you are seeing here today is a demolition of criminal kidnappers' hideouts. This is the second place, the second hideout. This is one of the criminal surrogates of Zone 2, the most wanted terrorist and bandit in Benue State, CRITIC, surrogate who has been buying houses and ammunitions for him around within Makurdi Metro. And this is the first wife of the Zone 2. They were tracked and nabbed in one of the hideouts with millions of money. Which was meant to purchase arms and ammunition and other properties like a criminal hideout like this. Make sure we flush them out.
Now, the House of Representatives Northern CAUCUS Forum has finally come out with its position on the petroleum industry bill after over 7-hour celebrations. The chairman, Honorable Serikin Arthur, while addressing the media, says the bill is in the other interests of Nigerians as such as should be supported by all Nigerians.
Extensively on the PIB, we were educated by the experts from the industry. We now have clear understanding of the necessity of the passage of PIB. In the previous times, PIB has been presented to National Assembly. It has never been so popular, it was rejected. This time around, because of the need to grow more revenues for the whole nation, we feel and understand that PIB must be passed into law to encourage global competitiveness by the oil industries and companies. And with this, we come up with 3-4 considerations. General report will come up by the technical committee, which will be submitted to us in few days to come, where we'll make our position as members from the North with regard to PIB and other electoral legislative activities that are ahead of us.
Now, in other stories, Imo State Governor Hope UZODIMMA has empowered 15,000 Imo youth from across the 27 local government areas of the state with 250,000 naira each to tackle unemployment and insecurity in the state. Now, speaking during the event at the Danayawu Stadium in Owerri, Governor Hope said the government is geared towards reducing poverty.
We are taking a practical step in the actualization of our prosperity agenda. Our shared prosperity program is not just a mantra, but a manifestation of our resolve to empower Imo people, particularly our young men and women, that is our youth, not only economically, but also politically. By today's event, we are making the statement as loudly as possible that when we talk of the youths being future leaders of tomorrow, we mean every word of it. The only guarantee that the youths of today can truly be the leaders of tomorrow is by ensuring that such youths are empowered today so that tomorrow they can become economically strong.
Now, the NIGER-DELTA Forum on Monday reacted to the response of the presidency to the threat by a militant group, NIGER-DELTA Avengers, describing it as a sign of insecurity. PANDEF stated the presidency's reaction was an indication that the presidency was taking the Niger-Delta people for granted, having failed to implement the region's 16-point agenda. The Avengers had on Saturday threatened to resume attack on oil installation with a view to crumbling the nation's economy. But the presidency said the threat from the militant group was curious and unnecessary because it was coming barely 48 hours after the president met with Niger-Delta leaders at the Ijaw National Conference at the Presidential Villa, where germane issues were received response. However, the PANDEF spokesperson Ken Robinson said the response from the presidency was an indication that the federal government is unserious with issues concerning the region. And moving on now, Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasiru El-Rufai has disclosed that he has provided a comprehensive briefing to President Buhari on the right-sizing policy of his administration and the steps taken to implement it. The governor said the state would seek accountability for the Nigerian Labour Congress's actions in the state by setting up a judicial commission of the inquiry into events of May 2021. He explained that he was hiring over 10,000 staff because right-sizing obliged the government to continuously recruit teachers, doctors, nurses, and other qualified staff to provide vital services. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Communication, Muyiwa Adekaye, on Monday quoted the governor to have assured that the president that KDSG is determined not to allow a repeat of the pains, economic losses, and the restraints of freedom the NLC inflicted on the people of Kaduna State. As efforts to complement the efforts of taming insecurity in Kebbi State. Political office holders in the state have donated half of their June 2021 salary. Now, this gesture was announced by the Secretary to the state government, Babale Yauri, in Birin Kebbi on Monday. And according to Yauri, this decision comes at a better time when all hands were on deck to tame the myriad of security challenges in the state and Nigeria at large. The SSSG reiterated that the urgent restoration of peace and unity in the state and Nigeria is the only banker needed for even socio-economic development. Justice T.G. Regime of the Federal High Court in Lagos has fixed October 7, 2021 for the hearing of a motion seeking the final forfeiture of $5.7 million and 22.4 billion naira linked to the wife of former President Goodluck Jonathan, Patience Jonathan. Justice Mojisola Olatoregun had on April 26, 2017 ordered a temporary forfeiture of the funds after the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission argued that the money was reasonably suspected to be proceeds of fraud. Apart from Patience Jonathan's personal account with $5.78 million, the judge also froze a number of accounts linked with her, including an EcoBank account with a balance of 2.4 billion naira opened in the name of one Lawari Furniture and Bath Limited. But efforts to secure an order for the permanent forfeiture of the money were opposed by Patience through her lawyer, Ifedayo Adedipe and Mike Ozekome on behalf of Lawari Furniture and Bath Limited. At the resumed proceedings on Monday, the EFCC counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, told Justice Regime how far the matter had gone while Patience counsel informed the judge that the case was adjourned for mention because it was coming up for the first time before him. Now, Justice Wingame further adjourned the matter till October 7, 2021. And now the federal government on Monday arraigned a social critic, Muhammad Mahdi, for allegedly defaming the character of the Katsina State Governor, Aminu Bello Masari, the government and that of the Secretary to the State Government, Mustafa Inuwa. Mahdi had been taken into custody for allegedly inciting the public against a trial. The prosecution counsel, ACP Simeon Lowe, accused Mahdi of alleged violation of his bail conditions and publishing 32 new defamation episodes from March 2021 to June 28, 2021 against Masari on the internet. Mahdi was said to have accused Masari of squandering 62 billion naira of Katsina Treasury funds, squandering 64 billion naira security votes, and saying that the governor approved 500 billion for all progressive Congress meetings in Abuja. The presiding judge, Justice A. Lima, adjourned the case to between July 26 and 27, 2021 for hearing. And now we'll take a short break. We'll be back for more stories. Stay with us.
Market just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the up, open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm.
You go enter market.
You're welcome back. And now on the Africa scene, South Africa's Constitutional Court sentenced former President Jacob Zuma to 15 months in jail for contempt of court on Tuesday after he failed to appear at a corruption inquiry earlier this year. Zuma failed to appear at the inquiry led by Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo in February, after which the inquiry's lawyer approached the Constitutional Court to seek an order for his imprisonment. The inquiry is examining allegations of high-level grafts during Zuma's period in power from 2009 to 2018. Zuma denies wrongdoing and has so far not cooperated. Zuma is sentenced to undergo 15 months imprisonment. Now, Zuma has to appear before police within 5 days, the judge added. A spokesman for ZUMA told ENCA television that the former president would issue a statement later without elaborating. Meanwhile, the former rulers of Ethiopia's Tigray region said on Monday they were back in control of the regional capital, Mekelle, after nearly 8 months of fighting, and the government which ousted them declared a unilateral ceasefire with immediate effect. Residents in downtown Mekelle reported seeing rebel troops in the city for the first time since they were driven out by government forces in November, and several described scenes of jubilation in the streets. Developments marked a dramatic turn in a conflict that has killed thousands of people, displaced more than 2 million, and pushed hundreds of thousands to the brink of famine. Meanwhile, on the foreign scene, foreign ministers from the group of 20 major economies met face-to-face on Tuesday for the first time in 2 years, with host Italy aiming to push multilateral cures for global crises like the COVID-19 pandemic. The one-day gathering in the heat-soaked southern city of Matera will include debates on how to improve cooperation on an array of issues, including global health, the climate emergency, and international trade. Now, Italian Foreign Minister Luca Di Maio told the gathering the pandemic has highlighted the need for an international response to emergencies that transcend national boundaries. End of quote. Italy, which holds the rotating presidency of the G20, has said particular attention will be paid to Africa with an emphasis on sustainable development. The G20 members account for more than 80% of world gross domestic product, 75% of global trade, and 60% of population of the planet. Up next is Sports with Judechi.
Welcome to the sports update. I am Judechi Chidi. Now, Diego Maradona's personal physician has denied through his lawyer on Monday any responsibility for the late football icon's death, in which he and other 6 health care workers are being investigated for manslaughter, and requested a new medical board be assigned to the case. Neurosurgeon Leopoldo Luke, who is 39 years of age, appeared before Buenos Aires prosecutors to answer for claims that he and other caregivers had neglected Maradona in his final days, precipitating his death. Now, Maradona, who died at 60, was found dead in bed last November, 2 weeks after surgery in a rented house in an exclusive Buenos Aires neighborhood, to where he was brought after being discharged from hospital. He was found to have died of a heart attack. And founder of African Children Talent Discovery Foundation, Noah Dalaji, has promised that the body will continue to provide a platform for talented youths in football to make the best use of their skills. Speaking at the end of a 2-day talent hunt and mentoring program organized by the foundation at the Tafawa Balewa Stadium, Bauchi, Dalaji noted that the challenges youths face in the development of their talents assured that the ACTDF will continue to provide a platform for such talented young people to realize their ambition if they are determined to do so. He also affirmed that Nigerian youths have talents, and as such, the ACTDF was out to discover such talents, adding that the mentoring element of the program was important since it would give them the much needed inspiration. And that's all for now on the sports updates. Margaret, it's all yours now.
Thank you so much, Shudechi. Now, up next is business news. Now in business news, the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Finance, Banking and Currency has begun an investigation of the leakages amounting to $30 billion annually to the transfer of funds to execute international contracts into bank transfers, among others. At its inaugural investigative hearing on Monday, the committee, co-chaired by Messrs. James Falake and Victor Wokolo, grilled officials of Citibank and Fidelity Bank over alleged infrastructure infractions. In his opening address, Falake recalled that the House, at its sitting on March 5, 2020, resolved to conduct an investigative hearing on revenue leakages in excess of $30 billion. Falake noted that probe became necessary as a result of growing problems in the financial management of all the God-given resources in Nigeria. He stressed the need to put an end to, or at best minimize, all attributable infractions that had been instruments in the hands of some stakeholders in bringing economic woes to the country and its people. Now, the Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, on Tuesday explained why the national oil company is purchasing a stake in Dangote Oil Refinery. The refinery is expected to begin production in 2022 with an installed 650,000 barrels per day capacity. It has been touted as a groundbreaking project for energy security in the country and for the African continent. In May, the NNPC announced that it plans to acquire a 20% equity stake in the private company led by billionaire Aliko Dangote. The managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, on Tuesday suggested that the inability to find an appropriate price for petrol has forced the continuation of the subsidy scheme. The NNPC is currently the sole official importer of petroleum products in the country. While its landing price is about 256 Naira per litre, according to Mr. Kyari, petrol sells for 162 Naira to 165 Naira in most parts of Lagos. In March 2020, the federal government said it would allow market forces to dictate pump petrol price. But after oil prices rose in the preceding month, the federal government decided not to adjust the price correspondingly under pressure from organized labor. And meanwhile, the exchange rate between Naira and the US dollar closed at 411 Naira to a dollar at the official forex market. Naira appreciated against the US dollar, closed at 411 Naira to a dollar on Monday, presenting a 0.09% gain compared to. On the other hand, the exchange rates at the power market appreciated by 0.4% to close at 502 Naira to a dollar compared to 500 Naira to a dollar recorded the previous day. Also, Nigerian's forex reserve continues to plunge as it dipped about $27.29 on Friday, 25th June 2021. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has moved to crash the price of maize as it has approved the release of 50,000 metric tons of maize to 12 major producers from the Strategic Maize Reserve under its Anchor Borrowers Programs, APP. While confirming the release of the grains, the Acting Director, Corporate Communications of CBN, OSINBAJO, was optimistic that the crash would release the prices of maize and reduce pressure on the market. A statement obtained from the CBN listed recipients of the grains to include Premier Flour Mills, Crown Olam, Grand Cereals, Animal Care, Amobin, and Hybrid Feeds. Others are Obasanjo Farms, Sartec Wacots, Said Farms, Bandagri Novum, and Premium Farms. Wasinobi said it would make the product directly available to feed producers, thereby reducing the price of poultry feed in the country. Now, coming up is entertainment news. Stay with us. Now, Nollywood practitioners are increasingly reacting to the Theatre, Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioners Association of Nigeria's decision to bar its member directors from working with actresses Iyabo Ojo and Nkechi Blessing Sunday. The actors are the latest industry practitioners to publicly criticize the association. In a press statement announced by Tampan executive, the association blacklisted the actresses for allegedly making disrespectful comments about the Yoruba film industry. Tampan's reaction has, however, sparked online reaction, especially from Nollywood practitioners who feel the association had chosen an unfair stand against the actresses for speaking up against alleged sex offender Baba Ijesha. Now, Adoniyade opens up on being blacklisted from Nollywood for 3 years. The actress recently recounted how she was shut out of the English-speaking parts of Nollywood. Star actress Aduniyade has continued to speak about her 3-year ban from the English-speaking part of the Nigerian film industry. In a recent Instagram live chat, the American-Nigerian actress recounted how hot she felt during the period where she suddenly stopped getting roles from casting directors or producers. She narrated she was knocked off English part of Nollywood for a few years, and it was at the time when her career should have been getting awards recognized all over Africa and being part of projects that had crossed millions in the cinema. She revealed that the blacklisting began right after her AMVCA nomination in 2017. And on that note, we wrap up news now at this hour. Please do subscribe to iBrand YouTube channel and all our social media platforms for more news updates and other educating contents. My name is Margaret Opara.